beauty about banking in a climate like Nigeria is that the necessity is the mother of all inventions. And so even one of our objectives now as an organization is that why do we need cards and why do we need point-of-sale terminals? I mean, or ATMs as a matter of fact, because those things are stuff that we import. Those things require a lot of, I mean, like for us to populate the whole of Nigeria with ATMs, it would mean that we're going to really waste, we're going to use a lot of foreign currency to bring those things in as we don't develop them. But we have mobile phones. We have more mobile phones per person than anywhere in the world. We also have, we've seen innovations like USSD that is now actually driving payments that we never saw. So people have solved the data problem by saying, okay, what are those areas where data is not available, data is expensive, let's use USSD. And not USSD just to pay, but to also accept payments as well. So you have NABs driving Mcash. So you have this payment platform, settlement platform in Nigeria that enables us to really change banking. It means that, you know, as a bank, your role changes from as an enabler, and to be an enabler, you have to partner with fintech companies. So I will tell you, probably half the people, half the fintech companies here, we have conversations because they are the ones who are actually helping us meet our customer needs. So I think that's what the future of banking is going to be, is because as a nation as well, you cannot develop Nigeria by just providing banking services for 100,000 companies. You need to provide services for millions and millions of small businesses that are going to drive commerce, that will also drive employment. Because once as we improve banking as well, it means we're going to need less relationship officers and more system-driven solutions to increase customer experience. And it also means that employment is going to go somewhere else, and it has to go to small businesses creating jobs for people.
The preference of the customers, which is at the outermost circle, is going to determine what we are going to have as currency. Do they prefer digital or the same traditional currencies first? And then if they decide that digital currency is the way to go, then how are you going to deliver that currency? How is it going to form a part of the payment system, an integrated part of the payment system? Well, obviously then you need a medium, which will be what the fintechs are offering over the mobile phones, rather than what the banks are offering, which will be check, cash, coins. So you discover that you find the offering for payments going more towards the fintechs. We have to talk about what kind of fintech that will make the impact that will change the landscape, because the banks have been there for a long time, 750 years, and small fintech companies coming just today. It's difficult for them to just transform that industry overnight. If, therefore, the fintechs now become the new face of banks, then the regulatory authorities are going to change as well.
I've listened to all the conversations here and even outside of this hall, and one thing has become very clear to the central bank, which is that our banks today are basically turning to technology companies offering financial services. And so we are paying very special attention to the banks and their services. At the end of the day, they may not be treated as banks anymore. They are just entities offering financial services. And that's basically what the fintechs are doing. We've heard this thing, at several discussion arenas, that what the consumers or what the people actually want is financial service. What they want is banking. They don't need banks. And so the mindset has actually moved from, having a bank, to having a banking, service. Today, practically all the banks in Nigeria are offering technology-related service. As a matter of fact, you can't survive if you don't offer a very efficient and smart technology service. So, Central Bank has come to the realization that we need to open up our mind and also open the space for other entities to participate in financial system, financial service offering. And to that extent, we are engaging various stakeholders in here and also outside of this country to have a holistic understanding of what should be done and what should be our role in the entire ecosystem. And we need to have a clear designation of an entity called fintech. Today, there is nothing called fintech. If you go to all the extant rules, the BOFIA and all that, there is nothing called fintech. In fact, there is nothing called mobile money, BOFIA. And so the regulation has to change. And that's basically what we are doing now, to recognize all the various entities that are contributing to the financial service industry. So technology companies offering financial services, which everybody calls fintech, is coming within our purview. I don't want to say within our radar, so that it won't sound like we are arming up to regulate anybody. Our concern as the regulator is to ensure financial system stability, and price stability, and that is basically the major role that we would want to play, to see how the fintechs and the banks, the technology companies now, would interplay in the entire ecosystem. The other thing that someone, I think Coco, was indirectly asking us to clarify, and I don't think we have an answer here, but I'll just give a pointer, which is about the APIs, open APIs to the fintechs. Sometimes ago, I think about 2 years ago, we asked the banks to share with us the technology companies and the service providers that they are dealing with. We do not want, we don't encourage everybody connecting to the banking database, the banking customer information in the name of providing service because of consumer protection. And so they have actually shared with us some of the companies that provide this. And we have said, so long these companies go with the tenets of the principle of payment system in Nigeria, we will allow them to have access to your system. So whichever name you give it, interoperability has brought to bear open source financial service. APIs, whether we like it or not, will become something that will more or less like mandatory for any bank to survive today. We are going to have a plethora of technology companies that will be providing financial service upon bank data. As a person, I look forward to a time when services can be offered irrespective of whether you are a bank or you are a technology company. But the most important thing is that the customers are satisfied and customers could afford it and their information is confidentially protected.